What's up?
All right, man. So how's it going?
Good. How are you, brother?
Good, man. We're back here, obviously in a different location.
Yep. More loungy.
More loungy.
Feels good, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I can feel the AC.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. You guys don't realize we were sweating in that other room.
Yeah, the sun hits it just perfectly.
It was hot.
Yep.
So first off, I mean, happy birthday, Kobe.
Happy birthday to Kobe, man.
We're recording
Straight
this
up,
on
man.
what, Sunday?
Sunday
The 22nd?
Sunday the 22nd. That's his birthday. 23rd.
23rd. Sunday the 23rd. So happy birthday, Kobe. You've inspired a lot of not only b-ball players, but just
People in
everybody
general, how to be a leader.
Yeah, exactly. Which reminds me, I was going on a walk. We were driving down to Balboa. I was with my dad and my dog, and the street was blocked off, and I was looking down, and there was this car, and it was completely off the road, and it was in the bushes.
Oh, you were telling me about this. I didn't know you were actually on like the scene.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Damn.
Yeah, like right when it happened, and then it was just as the cops were kind of like shutting it off, and they brushed us to the side, so I actually got to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And I only saw one car, which was interesting, and so we were kind of, bothered about it. We were like, oh, it doesn't look good, because they were in no rush to get an ambulance, and you know what that means.
Yeah.
So we looked at the news today, and it was some fucking pathetic 40-year-old who hit and run, killed this 20-year-old girl.
How do you run after? Like, I mean, I get the like shame and guilt.
Right.
But come on, like, how the fuck do you run? You gotta have some fucking. People lack heart these days, man.
Because it's beyond you at that point.
I know, and it's like you would think, like, hopefully you would think some sort of higher power, like, bro, I'd just bow down and do what I can to help.
Yeah.
Even if the girl is fucked up, dude, like, you can't just run away from that shit.
No, just take the L.
Take the L and man up. Like,
Yeah. Dude, if you did the crime, do the time.
Yeah, straight up.
So they did arrest him today, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
But it's like, you think about it, and I know we were talking about this earlier, but the wasted potential. I mean, what if that girl was the next president, or
You never know.
or the next leader or whatever, or just doing great things in general.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll never know, because she was killed at 20, not even a drinking age.
Yeah. My sister was 18. She got killed by a drunk driver.
And
Amazing spirit, bro. Like, she was the best. And, dude, she was definitely going to do great things. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And my heart's healed from that. But, I mean, same situation. The dude, she was in the back seat, and it was a head-on collision, and she flew through the windshield and stuff, and her two best friends with her died. All three of them died. Her two best friends died on the spot. She died in the hospital, but it's like, I don't know.
And the way that you've talked about her before, it just sounds like she was a real bright spirit.
Oh, very bright spirit.
Like, very
Lit
inspiring.
Up the room. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sounded like, and this is what I'm talking about. These people are so selfish. How selfish and pathetic do you have to be to run away, or to not even take responsibility, or try to avoid responsibility for something like that?
It's disgusting.
I mean, it's fucking pathetic.
Yeah.
And I hope that guy really gets what's coming to him.
The guy that killed my sister and her two best friends is already out. I think he only served like 5. I'm not 100%, but like 5 years.
Really?
For murdering 3 people.
It makes me fucking sick.
My brother, who was really close to Chelsea, they're close in age. His blood probably boiled from that. Like, how the fuck do you get away with that?
Yeah, because they lock up people for a key of blow for 20 years.
It makes 0 sense.
But you kill 3 people, and all of a sudden you get out in 5?
It makes 0 sense, dude.
It's horrible. Because I think a lot of the courts, they should factor in, like, the potential of that life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, when they're so young, you don't know what that person could have became.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we're not trying to, open this on a sad note, but there's things that need to be talked about and addressed, and it's like,
just think. Literally just think. Like, before you do, if you know you're doing something bad, that's usually your inner voice, something above, trying to tell you to stop doing what you're doing. Just listen to it. You know what I mean? Everybody's got it.
Exactly. And if you're drunk driving, if you hit somebody, you just get out the car, take the L, and try to help them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just run away like a fucking coward.
Yeah, straight up.
So let's switch gears here. You want to open this one for the crown?
For the crown, this is a hot take.
Okay.
Who do you listen to?
Start off with the question. Let's hear.
Who
Let's give him
holds the
question.
crown for the West Coast rap?
Okay.
Who holds the crown for the West Coast rap?
Okay.
I have like, well, you can't say Snoop. Snoop passed it, but it would either be between. Obviously, we know who holds it. I think it would be Kendrick.
Yeah.
But I think there's also two competitors. It'd either be Nipsey or The Game.
Right.
So I'd say either Nipsey, The Game, or Kendrick.
Right. And let's put them into categories. So I would say The Game because of his legacy.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Nipsey because of what not only his music, but what he did to his community.
What he taught. Mm-hmm.
What he taught.
Yeah.
I mean, me as a person, it really hit me hard. You might think as a listener, like I'm some white boy who gives a shit. I really did. Like, you know, my dad really wasn't around, and I know yours wasn't either. Like, you know, it's not like our dads are gone, but they just weren't around to kind of teach us the manly shit as we grew up. And I listened to a lot of Nipsey Hussle, and, you know, for good or for bad, I learned a lot of how to be a man from him.
Yeah.
So when he passed, I mean, it was like almost like a father figure passing for me. So
it was just different than most rappers. Like, even, I'm not trying to like talk down on Kendrick, but you don't see these artists doing what Nip did.
Right.
Like, he was really out there, like building like
trying to rebuild the community,
education systems, you know, clothing stores that hire people that just got out of jail or that had bad records, like probably couldn't get a job. He was trying to motivate and build people up. Right. And it was all right in front of your face.
Yeah. He was trying to, like, at the people got out of jail, he was saying that doesn't define you. You have a new step. Yep. You know what I mean? That's amazing. That's amazing. So so we give him that credit, and then Kendrick Lamar just because his skill
set. But yeah, his blade is sharp.
Yeah, his blade is sharp, and what he talks about too. I mean, he talks about a lot like what Nipsey talks about, but he just talks about it in a little more detail as far as like Black Power.
Yeah, got a little too political for me, but if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, he definitely takes a side. Yeah. Which, there's no problem in that.
No. But the Good Kid, Mad City, like, that's what I really love.
Oh, my gosh.
The storytelling.
Was
like,
immaculate.
Yes.
I mean, I think that album will be listened to for ever.
It's a classic.
Yeah. Same with Victory Lap.
Victory Lap, and then the documentary. It's hard. Yeah. I mean, when you think of those three rappers, numbers-wise, obviously, Kendrick and The Game, but as far as, like, a blueprint for people like us to follow or educating the youth, Nipsey gets that crown for that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, so I would say it's like a three-way tie, definitely.
You'd agree with all three of those artists?
For sure.
Yeah.
So, I think the next thing on the topic, you know, is a lot of people are curious, you know, what can they read that will, you know, not necessarily give them success, but put them on the right path?
Yeah.
What do you think?
The artist we were talking about, Russ, that we praised for his strategy.
Right.
He came out with a book called It's All in Your Head.
Okay.
And he's basically telling you nothing's impossible. Everything that you doubt is all in your head.
Right.
And to overcome it, and basically, which took us a long time to learn. But it's a very simple book. I got the audio book, so I just played it in my car when I was driving.
Nice.
It teaches you a lot of things that are just like very simple, but will push you through a certain threshold that you can't seem to break.
Right.
It's all in your head is the point. You know what I mean?
And you think a lot of that comes from like fear of failure, right?
Yeah, you got to fail.
Yeah.
Don't get that twisted.
Yeah.
You got to fail to get back up.
Right.
And go harder. But the whole thing is, are you going to get back up and go harder?
Right.
Or are you just going to stop where you?
Right.
That's the whole problem with success. A lot of people, everyone can be successful.
Right.
But they choose to just be stuck in their failures and filled with fear.
Right. They either get scared of it, they go, oh, shit, I failed. And it's hard, too, when you publicly fail.
Oh, yeah.
Because especially in our business, it's like every failure we do is public.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it is embarrassing, but it's all about just jumping back up and just trying to pretend like it didn't happen. Or not pretend, but just learn from it.
Moments like that come and go, too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like it's going to stick around forever.
It sticks around in your head.
Your head.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. That's the whole problem.
But nobody else cares.
All in your head.
Yeah. Yep. So when did this book come out?
I think it was 2018.
Oh, okay. So pretty recent.
And I just got the audiobook probably like when we were in Palm Springs. I listened to it on the way back.
Nice, nice. Okay.
What's a book for you?
We'll go head to head. I would say top books right now for me are definitely, if you're trying to learn how to maneuver this world of, like, you know, interviews and everything. I mean, this shouldn't be used for your friends. You shouldn't be using this on you shouldn't use this on your friends. You shouldn't do, but it's good to know if you're really trying to, get ahead in the work world. And that's 48 Laws of Power.
48 Laws of motherfucking power.
Yeah, it's like a Bible. It's a pretty easy read because they break it down by this is the rule, they give you an example, and they give you a story about it. Now, this book gets a lot of bad rap.
Could be taken the wrong. It depends on how you're reading it.
Right.
Don't get it twisted.
Right.
Like I said, we were talking about this before. The writer was probably writing this with the thought of this is a dog world in his head.
Right.
However, I've seen friends read this shit and just use it the wrong way, and it's not healthy.
No.
You could burn bridges real quick if you decide to take these lessons the wrong way.
Right, because it's such a ruthless book.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's such like a fuck everybody else. It's me. Yeah.
Well, I like how the book teaches you how to be assertive.
Right.
Because it is a dog world.
Right. It's a very assertive book.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. What do you think?
The Secret.
The Secret.
Law of Attraction. That's key. We have been following that for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, perfect example is by the end of this. So we started off before the pandemic. We were what 12,000 monthly.
Yeah.
And I think by the end of summer, we were like, we want to be 30K.
That's our goal.
And just like The Secret, we set a goal and
consistent
we worked
releases.
hard to it.
We said no. I was insecure about my music, and he said, "What are you insecure about?" And I didn't even know. I was just, artists have those moments where they're just not really, either they're not feeling it or they're being insecure, and they just are just constantly critiquing themselves. I was in that boat, and he got me out of it. And we had one day, basically before we recorded, you're like, just listen to what we have.
Right.
And you didn't even know how many records we had.
Right.
We had like 30 to 40.
Yeah.
This is before summer, really.
Right.
And then for some reason...
And they were no bullshit records.
No.
They weren't.
But you know that sometimes you don't like a song you make first listen. Then you come back to it, you're like, whoa, I like that.
Right.
But that's how it was. So then why it's like, okay, I need you... Because we do everything together. Like our formulas, everything that we plan, we sit down, we talk about, and then we execute them.
Right.
We said bi-weekly we're going to drop. So every 2 weeks a single.
Right.
And since we dropped You, there's not been one second week that we missed. And after this, we're going to go weekly. Just like Rested. Every week drop a single. Yep.
And just to piggyback on that, it's all consistency.
Yeah. And we're here, back to it, we hit 30,000.
Yeah, we hit
today.
30K. And it's an ode to that book. It's... you people underestimate the power of your own mind.
Mm-hmm.
If like you said, earlier when you trip, you stumble, you fall, you get back up because it's that power. It's no, I'm not gonna let it beat me. I'm gonna beat it.
That's what builds character.
Yeah, and it builds character, and it humbles you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where a lot of like humility on our part comes from. Yeah. And that's why honestly, I would attribute to the fact that why we said fuck labels.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's to the point where once you see somebody like Russ, we talked about this last podcast, what happens when everybody else bails on labels. Mm-hmm. But, Russ is that perfect example. And now we are starting to fulfill our perfect example of that.
Which he actually taught us.
Yeah.
That was
indirectly.
But like, it is a good formula. Clearly, like we just wanted to try it out and it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because you don't understand, the more you pump out, everything's based off algorithms.
Right.
So if you're not in the algorithm, you can hack it by constantly pushing content. You hack the algorithms.
Right.
So now I realize when I look at the numbers, we're popping up in all of our listeners' monthly or release radars.
Right.
So there's ways to get around this shit.
Right.
And they make you think that it's really hard, but it's not. The
right.
content you put out, quality content, number one, it has to be quality.
Quality.
And consistency.
Yep.
That's it.
Quality and consistency. Yep. Because if it's things come from left field, even if it's quality, like for example, like all of our album artwork, it has that same vibe, like that same branding. And I think a lot of artists these days, they get so wrapped up in, I got to be popping on Instagram, I got to be popping on this, popping on this.
So not true.
No, dude, take it one avenue at a time.
Yeah.
What I mean?
You even think about, like, there's some artists that have like 1 million followers that could pack a show out.
Right.
And then you have pop stars that have 50 million to 100 million and they can't pack their shows out.
Right. They have to go with somebody else.
You don't know how much of it's real.
Right.
I've been struggling trying to get past fucking 11K
Right.
But and I saw it go down, and we even talked about it. We're like, don't trip on the followers. Let the people unfollow, because those are the people that aren't even listening anyway.
Exactly.
So the whole follower count, like, that's such a facade, and I don't think that's even real.
No.
To be honest, because
at the end of the day, it's numbers.
Who's gonna listen to the music?
Yeah, it's the people who are listening.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, we're and this is a free little tidbit for everybody, is work on one avenue at a time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've got our music, we've got our branding down.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're attacking Spotify.
Yeah.
You know, and I think once we get to about 50, 60K,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to start releasing videos, and now we're going to start attacking YouTube. And this podcast is kind of our first slowly introduction into YouTube.
Just another venture.
Yeah, and it allows you to get to know us on a real level.
Yeah, straight
like
up.
we're not trying to be Hollywood to anybody. I mean, if you guys see us on the streets, if you guys are locals and you see us, come say what up, dude.
Yeah.
Come kick it with us. Come, you know, have a cig or.
We're good peoples, man.
Yeah.
And we just like good people vibes. That's it.
Yeah,
If you're a good person, we'll fuck with you.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how much money in the bank or how many followers we have. We'll still say what's up, man.
Yeah.
No, we never would skip that. But so here's an important question now, and I've been kind of mulling this over, and we don't have to worry about it because we're kind of in our own lane music-wise. But what do you think? Like, I kind of know my answer, but actually, I'm still kind of debating. But like, do you think mumble rap is gonna make it after COVID?
I think people want real music.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. I think that.
Like, look at Rockstar by DaBaby.
Yeah.
That's been on the charts for so long. I think it just broke a record.
They're not even mumble rappers, though.
No, they're not.
No.
But that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk shit, but I mean, Smoke Perp, he released his album over the summer, and his first week sales was like 5,000.
Yeah, 3,000 to 5,000. Sorry, Smoke Perp, but dude, you got to deliver lyrically.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see his freestyle resurface? I mean,
that's the whole problem with trends. And you know, actually, I got to give it to Smoke Perp. I've heard songs. The one, I don't know if Travis Scott was on it, and he actually sounded pretty dope. So he has it in him. You know, it's like you just sometimes you got to understand trends come and go, and you got to be able to evolve,
right,
and push through and branch out, and something else will prosper. You know, you're an artist for a reason. Like, you're gifted. Like, that's your gift.
You're making
from
art.
whatever.
Yeah.
But you can change. Like, you could evolve and adapt to different circumstances, you know? And I think right now, the mumble rappers that are stuck in that, they're going to die off.
Yeah, because, I mean, the person who painted the Mona Lisa did not paint the Mona Lisa 500 times.
Mm-hmm.
They painted it once and moved on to the next piece of art.
Yeah.
But yeah, his freestyle resurfaced, and it was ugly.
I haven't even heard it.
He started like, whatever. I won't get into it, but it was, I feel like he, and I could be wrong. I don't know the guy personally, so I'll just preface it with that. But it seems like he's trying to go too hard on the Lil Pump wave when Lil Pump's already filled that lane.
Yeah. Well, they were together.
They were,
so
but
Lil
like, Pump blew up, and he kind of took it from him.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can't, it's gone.
Yeah.
You lost that.
And Smoke Perp's a better rapper than him, so it's like you have the ability to do some shit, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, no, we're not trying to talk shit here. Smoke Perp is definitely, if I were to pick, Smoke Perp's a better rapper than Lil Pump.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I just hope he changes his ways, because I think it's funny, you see full circle. I was watching something on YouTube the other day, and, you know, it's obviously, they were doing that fuck J. Cole thing, you know, and then comes full circle. J. Cole asked for an interview with Lil Pump because he wanted to see if he would keep that same energy.
Yeah.
He wanted to see if he'd keep that same energy, and that was a great interview because he talked about it, and he goes, "You understand what I was saying now?" He goes, "You can't." He goes, "Watch when the trend dies." He goes, "You better have your shit."
Hip-hop.
Yeah, you better have your you know, a different vibe, and I think a lot of these mumble rappers are gonna have to find something new and innovate their own new sound.
Yeah.
And I think the age of you know, being in the same lane as somebody is kind of gonna die out.
Yeah.
I mean, because we found your lane very organically, but it's
and we can change it
so comfortable.
Like,
well, yeah, and it's not every song is not the same.
Yeah, no, we're very diverse.
I mean, No Love, and the only songs that sound similar, I would say, would be No Love and then
Dead Roses.
Dead Roses. But even Dead Roses was different than No Love, because No Love was downtown.
And that was when we were on SoundCloud. And No Love was the first song to really, like, it didn't blow up, but it in our sense, it did.
Yeah. For us, it did. Yeah.
It was picked up by blogs. It was, you know, and I think that was the big transition point. And then that was the first record I think I ever sang on.
Well,
and then you're like, dude, you told me, like, bro, you actually have a voice.
Yeah, because
like,
it showed that we could, because before that we were trying to go the rap route, like, and I'm talking rap,
yeah,
you know, and
like
then
boom bap,
yeah, and then I remember we were like, oh, let's experiment with this is the music that we actually feel
making,
in our soul. This is the art that we would paint if we were a painter.
Yeah,
and I think all the music that we make, although, you know, beats and flows may change periodically, I feel like it's still us.
Yeah,
it's still
for
us,
sure.
and it's not like anybody else.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's why we're starting to get more and more people to look. You know, not to super dick ride us right now, but so I guess we agree. You know, after that, what they're gonna want is some real shit after
music.
this pandemic. Because I mean, throwaway music, like I don't even want to mention his name, but he makes mediocre music, and it's the antics that keeps him in the public eye. It's not his music.
No, it's like you get on the charts, you get the clicks because you got the traffic there from what you do.
Right.
But how long are you gonna stay on the charts?
Right. It's not long, and I
mean,
hope he's
like
saving
Justin
that money.
Bieber, they stay on the charts. It's not like their song goes on the charts, they're number one, and then it's just off the charts. Like their music stays on the charts.
Right, because
they
have their lane.
Yeah, and it's good. It's quality music.
Right.
They're not doing antics either.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
look at Adele.
Yeah.
I mean, Adele had one of the biggest songs, like 3 years ago, something like that. I mean, she made a lot of money off that.
Even Drake.
Yeah, Drake.
Drake has no antics.
No.
That dude's just fresh. He's clean.
Silent on Instagram. Yeah, I mean, he'll clown every once in a while, but he doesn't need all that.
No, he delivers, man.
And that's one of the main things, I guess, that I'm definitely trying to preach right now is that, dude, if you have solid music, you do not need these antics.
Yeah. There's no point, because then it ruins your brand.
Yeah, because once they really peel back the layers, like, are they, because when I think about an artist that I like let's say Freddie Gibbs, I really enjoy Freddie Gibbs. It's because when you pull back the layer of the music, even as a person, he is still who he is as a musical artist. Yeah. And I respect that.
Where and he doesn't even need to be on the charts. He's still making money.
Yeah, he's making money. Yeah. And I think that's so valuable when you see an artist. And like looking at you right now, like people are gonna watch this podcast and they're gonna go, "Oh, that's really him on the records. Yeah, that's really him talking from his heart." Yeah, and I think that's valuable. That's what I think is gonna be valuable after the pandemic is people talking from the heart
and not being scared to put your situations out there, your emotions out there. You could talk about your past, present, future. Right, and you just have to be able to.
Comfortable.
Be comfortable and tap into yourself and just put it out. That's like if you think about hits, it's usually like some real shit you can clearly tell the artist went through.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you can hear it in their voice.
Yeah.
I mean Adele, like I go back to Adele just because that song, you know, that song, you can hear the pain in her voice, and that's what makes that song just so much more powerful. Mm-hmm. You know, and you can, in a lot of hit records, you hear, like Tony's Story by Meek Mill, you can hear the anger in his voice. Yeah. You know, and these are valuable things. Yeah. And then you peel back the layer, you go to an interview of Meek Mill or an interview of Adele or
and it's them.
And it's them, exactly. Yeah. So, anyways, so we're definitely thinking, so real rap, obviously. Now, melodic, I think, is going to stay.
Yeah. I mean, as long as it has substance. Right. Because, like, technically, are we melodic rap or are we just a different lane now?
We're a different lane, but we
have a hint of,
we have a hint of rap.
It's the substance, though. Like, what do you, like, you just got to make sure you're talking about something dope and real. Right. You know?
And I think the toughest thing, I was having a conversation with somebody else, and I was saying, you know, pop music, on first glance, you think it's like watching a professional skateboarder or a professional biker. Mm-hmm. You go, wow, that looks easy. Yeah. But then you try to do it yourself, and it's extremely
not easy. Hard. Pop is the hardest music we've had to try and write. Like, honestly,
to produce
you think of thinking of the concept is easy, but then like simplifying the words to the point where it's easily digestible
but for the corny.
Listener. Yeah, exactly.
But not corny.
That's the hard part.
Right.
Like you look at pop songs, they're pretty basic, right? As far as lyrics,
but they say a lot.
It's tough. Like I give a lot of respect to pop artists like Bieber, Ariana Grande, all those people, Beyonce, whatever. Dude, that's tough.
I mean, we're getting into it, and I remember the first couple times. I mean, that song "Ice Cream," like that was like our first real stab at like a very
poppy song. Yeah.
And I remember you were like, I don't like it, and I was like, no, trust me, you know, because I can thankfully be like a nonpartisan viewer. And I remember saying, no, it's good. And the fans showed, the numbers showed, because it's that fine balance of, is it too simple, or is it not? Is it over too
corny.
many? Yeah. So,
Vibes was the same way. Like that Chris Brown kind of flow. And
yeah.
Like the smooth hook on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just simple enough to digest, but just complex enough to keep your attention.
Yep.
You know? So if you're an artist out there and you think you can rap, try to make a pop song.
Yeah.
I guarantee you will struggle.
Shout out to Wiz Khalifa.
Yes.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
He's a fucking amazing rapper that can make a great pop song.
Great pop songs.
Yeah.
And I mean, you may be laughing listening to this, but try it. I promise you will struggle. And the first song you make, I guarantee it will be trash.
You're not going to want to keep it.
You're not going to want to keep it.
Yeah.
So let's get back into a more serious thing, because I see a lot of careers. I see a lot of artists. They kind of fade off into the darkness. And I wonder, you know, what's the reason behind that? Like, and then you start to hear rumors, whispers that they're battling with an addiction. And as we all know, the opioid crisis right now in America is unbelievable.
Which we were victims of.
We were victims of it. Yeah. If you know, the listeners don't know, we were addicted to opiates.
Heavily.
Yeah, heavily. I mean, it's not a drug that you can dip in and out. It's not like, you know, here's a bump and then, you know, go on about your day. You get sucked into this black hole.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are and what kind of control you think you have. You will get sucked into it, and it will ruin your life if you don't catch it beforehand.
Yeah, I saw a lot of friends just disappear, and you think it's them, but it's really you.
Right.
You know, like a lot of this, it's not good stuff.
Yeah, and you're talking about like your attitude when you're on it and
it's
stuff.
It's not even that. It's just like how bland your personality becomes bland, and you're just it's like a dead person basically. You know,
dead man
you have
walking.
no like. It's only what you are excited about, but like you don't care about other people and like what they think or what they want to do. It's all like what you want to do.
Because you're in your own world.
You're in your own
world. You feel good.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost tons of friends. I lost tons of friends. I don't know if you did.
For me.
Yeah. And it's either me being an asshole or just unreliable, or just they tried to give me advice on how to quit and I said fuck them. And you know, that's my own fault. And we're sober now.
Yeah.
And, you know, thank God.
Yeah.
But we both helped each other pull each other out.
Straight up.
So if you know anybody, please reach out to them.
Hit the DMs. People have hit us up before.
Yeah. Hit our DMs if you need help.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, there's no judgment. Like, seriously, we battled it and we know the right mindset on how to get away from it. And it'll be different with every person, but you know, if you have nobody else to talk to, please DM either one of us.
Straight up.
We are here to help, and it's so tragic to see people go down like that.
But as far as like you said, artists, the thing with opiates that I have to say is you realize how much it helps your creativity at first. So they get sucked into it because it's like, oh,
at first
like the song,
key.
So it's like the songwriting, the concepts, everything's like your tones. You know how opiates give you that raspy tone. And you're like, damn, this is like a super drug for music. And it is. I'm not going to lie. It is.
At the beginning.
But then once you get far into it and you're addicted and you have to wake up and pop a pill or else you fucking get restless legs and you start sweating and withdrawing.
Yeah.
That's when it gets shitty and then it gets dark. So you're living this constant cycle of like you can't go on without your day.
Right.
Without you have to depend on this to get through the day.
Right.
And that's where the artists get lost and stuck in the darkness, and it's really hard to overcome it.
Right.
But I think
people drinking lean thinking that it's not the same thing.
Oh no, that's like liquid blues.
Same thing. Yeah. And they think it's cool, and a lot of these rappers are glorifying, oh, just pop a perk in the morning. You're not going to be able to do it like they say. Yeah. You're not going to be able to just pop one perk in the morning and then just go by. You're going to go, oh, that was nice. Let me pop another. Oh, and then next thing you know, 6 months down the line, you can't wake up out of bed unless you have one. And it's tragic, you know. And I see a lot of artists, and I don't want to name any by names, but you'll see them. They have the real kind of voice,
low energy.
Yeah, they look just very
flush.
gaunt.
Their faces are just like pale as fuck.
Yeah. It's not a good look. They lost a lot of weight. I lost tons of weight when I was on it.
Yeah.
And that's actually one of the reasons how I quit is I took a picture with my ex-girlfriend. She was my girlfriend at the time, and I just remember looking at myself. I was wearing skinny jeans and a skinny shirt,
and you're just thin as fuck.
And I looked like bones.
I was super thin too.
And
it feels good having meat on me, dude.
Yeah,
like,
it's healthy.
Having like somewhat of tan legs now, being in the you don't want to be in the sun. Yeah, that's like another thing. You want to be indoors. You want to be like in a cave. It's the weirdest shit. Yeah, you don't want to go outside now. Like
speaking of that, our ex-friend. Yeah, this guy locks himself in the room. Yeah. You know, I hope he gets help. I wish nothing but the best for him.
We love the kid. We have love for the kid.
Yeah, nothing but love, man. But just please get some help, dude. So, you know, okay, so let's move on. But let's finish that as, you know, if you don't have somebody to talk to, if you don't have a source, just DM one of us. I promise you, it's no judgment. We've been through it. We know what you're going through, and we can help.
It's usually not it takes quite a few times to really quit too.
Yeah,
let's be real. Let's be honest here.
It does. It does. Yeah, you'll relapse, but don't be ashamed to tell the person who is helping you, or if it's us, that you have relapsed, because it's important to hold yourself accountable.
And being honest is, I think, being the junkie aspect is you hiding it.
Want to hide it,
and. Dude, hiding shit, and like I remember when I was lying to you, and you called me out for it. I was like, why do I don't even have to lie to this kid. Like he's not judging me. He's already been through this.
Right.
And the fact that I had to lie to him for no reason, that's what I think what really made me quit too.
Right.
I was just like,
you have those moments where you're just like, damn,
I'm lying to him for what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And I didn't call him out in like a negative way. It was just kind of like, dude, I know.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, so hit either of us up. There's no judgment. We promise we won't talk about it on the podcast. Nothing like that. It'll be between us. But we really just want to help.
Straight up.
So moving on, let's talk about trolling in the rap game. Do you think that's healthy for the culture?
No.
Right?
No.
I mean, it's
a bad path that it's laying down, and it's not good for the listeners, like the audience. It's just not. It's just
think it's funny.
It's not funny.
But you're attracting the wrong type of fan base. And it's disrespectful to the culture.
Yeah. It ruined rap. I have to say it.
Yeah. Because, I mean, trolling, yeah, it's funny, dude. An inside joke is funny. Everybody laughs at an inside joke. But this is a culture. Like, when you do that, you are devaluing the culture. And not only that, I mean, talking shit on... it's fine. Talking shit on somebody who's been in the game for forever, trolling somebody like Snoop, trolling somebody like Dr. Dre. You know, you're really disrespecting some of the forefathers that allowed you to make the music that you want to make.
Straight the fuck up.
I mean, these guys were getting harassed by police for making rap.
Yeah.
You know, and they really paved the way.
They were in that era, bro. That was a tough era to be in.
Yeah, now it's like we take it as a privilege, not only, you know, being white and privileged, but it's just a newer artist. We take it as a privilege, and to go out there and troll other artists, it's like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
It's almost like bullying.
It's clown shit, bro.
It is clown shit.
Like when artists had issues, we grew up on the real rap shit.
Right.
When they beefed, they would get their shit out and then they'd make a diss record.
Right.
Like, and then either they'd squash it or they'd go after each other. But it wasn't for entertainment. It was serious. You know what I mean? And now everything's just a fucking joke. Right. So I don't fuck with it personally.
Right. And I want to see more diss tracks.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you really have an issue, let's see who's the better rapper.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Let's see it, because it's fun for the audience.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when Machine Gun Kelly...
Eminem.
And Eminem.
Yeah, that was good.
That was great. Yeah. I love to see it. I love to see competition like it. Drake and Meek Mill.
Yeah. Game and Meek Mill.
Yeah, Game and Meek Mill. I hate to say it, but Meek Mill, you took an L with Drake.
Drake and Game.
Drake not only made a diss track on you, my man, but he made it a hit that charted.
Yeah. Started nice and charged up, all mellow, and then back to back was just like...
And it charted.
Yeah. You know Nav produced back to back?
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I just found that out a little bit ago.
Have you noticed he's not really accepted in the game?
Yeah.
But I think it's also his fault, because I hear he does a lot of complaining.
Well, he's Indian, and he started off saying the N-word a lot.
That's true.
Music.
That's true. But I've heard he does a lot of complaining, like... You're not giving me this credit, this credit. But it's like, dude, that's just not a good look.
Yeah, I was a huge Nav fan, but
me too.
His music sounds the same to me. Like, there's no diversity. It's all like...
He hasn't switched up.
At the beginning, he was really... You could tell at the beginning he was way hungrier.
Yeah.
Like, the beginning, of his career was solid.
Oh yeah, great bars, great
different
melodies.
concepts, good melodies, and then all of a sudden when he blew up, like, I don't know.
He just went back to the same.
It wasn't entertaining. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't change. That's why I like 50. I mean, as much as I want 50 to go back to like the Get Rich or Die Trying era, before he retired, he did try to go with newer stuff. He realized that it wasn't going to sell.
Was that the mixtape?
Yeah, it was like a
with Post Malone on it,
where he looks like he's like a lion kind of or something. Yeah. You know, he tried to switch it up, which I give admiration to. You know, it's obviously not what the people wanted, and he realized that. But, you know, Nav, it's like, dude, we've heard this melody before. Keep going.
He has what he definitely has the voice to do some weird, cool shit, too.
Cool shit,
so
yeah.
he should try and maybe branch out and do something different.
Yeah. I remember, dude, remember when Roddy Ricch... Did I show you that?
You showed me Roddy Ricch pretty early.
The video of him freestyling in Compton? Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh. I actually told this guy, I was like, this guy's going to be the next thing.
He'll hold the crown one day.
Yes, he will. I mean, he's just phenomenal. I mean, I can't say enough good things about Roddy Ricch. And also Pop Smoke on the East Coast. You know, rest in peace. I mean, you could tell he was going to the stars because what people don't realize is his fame was... shit, man, from not even a year.
It was less than a year, yeah.
Yeah, about 10 months, and he was that big.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy was
substance was there. His voice is so unique, too.
The beats. He was taking UK drill and then making it American. And it was just so dope. He was like we were just talking about, making something new. Making something new, making your own lane.
Refreshing.
Yeah, same like Roddy Ricch. He's he's West Coast, but he's...
You think he's from Atlanta.
Yeah, you've never heard somebody from West Coast do that.
He's got like Atlanta swag with some like T-Pain in him. You know what I mean?
And hella bars.
Yeah.
Hella bars. So...
And bye-bye Tory Lanez, by the way. You fucked up, bro.
Dude, what do you think's going to happen with him, man?
I don't know. I have a conspiracy on this.
Okay, just let it go.
Who did I hear? I don't know. I heard this on YouTube and I was like, whoa. So you remember when he posted on Instagram that he was going to expose the industry and what goes on behind closed doors?
Yeah.
And he never did?
Yeah.
And then he became independent?
Right.
So right as he became independent, this happened.
Right.
And like, what if he really didn't shoot her in the foot and he's like, what if I'm not, you know? You never fucking know. It's just weird to think about. Because it was literally, it was the transition. Literally, he just went independent.
Yeah. And I think it's odd that... Because how do you shoot somebody in the foot?
I honestly don't think Tory would do that.
See, I don't know the whole story. Why did he shoot his gun in the first place?
I don't even know the full story. There's like a bunch of weird different stories out there.
So
to me, it is like a conspiratorial thing. Because it's like, the foot is like a... That's like an accident type shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like, you're not... I don't know.
Yeah, and to a girl, too.
Yeah. I don't think like he would just do... Like, I've seen his interviews. He seems like a little bit of a wild dude, but not the type of person that's going to shoot a girl in the foot.
No, I mean, he's an R&B dude.
Yeah, he's an R&B artist.
He's about love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's strange, and I didn't know he was really kicking it with Meg like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Isn't that weird to think about, though?
Yeah, because, like, when I heard he shot somebody, and I was like, oh, fuck. And then I saw it was in the foot.
And then it was Meg Thee Stallion.
Meg Thee Stallion. I was like, what?
Right? It doesn't add up.
Yeah. I mean, it looks really bad for Tory. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
It looks really bad. If everything's true, dude, Tory, I don't know what the fuck you were thinking, dude. Yeah. If you were thinking at all. I mean, dude, even if you accidentally did, you should have a man around you that takes your gun away from you, dude. Because if you can't operate a gun and like that, you shouldn't have one.
But then again, if this is a conspiratorial thing, I'm not surprised because this is a dark industry.
I mean, they buried him.
Goes both ways.
They fucking buried him, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. So, I mean, because Meg Thee Stallion was just in that video WAP, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see no cast on her foot.
Cardi B video, right?
Yeah. She was dancing
Unless it was shot before. You know these artists shoot their shit like way before. I don't know.
Because I follow Cardi B, and I saw the behind the scenes.
She's on the song with her.
Yeah.
And Megan are in the song together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And supposedly, if you look on Megan's Instagram, like she went and like took to like live or whatever and said the whole story. It sounds like it adds up once you hear everything, but the way that it went out to the media, it's almost like she was trying to be like, hey, I'm not going to put that out there because we got in a fight. Clearly, like, let's not use any names here, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, this shit's going to get leaked and it's going to be out, but there's just so many different...
So do you know why?
Supposedly they were in a fight and they got some heated argument was going on. She got out of the car to go walk home, but the weird
And he shot her in the foot?
Was it's like Kylie Jenner was supposedly there, and her like bodyguards like escorted her away from the area. So that's where I think the conspiracy like came in, to where everybody was like, okay, wait, what the fuck? Why did Kylie leave?
Yeah,
this
is weird.
She just happened to leave right before, and then she's all of a sudden like posting stuff on Instagram or whatever. So there's just so many mixed signals where it comes down to it is like, if you weren't there, you don't know what happened.
Does she have a cast on her foot or anything?
I didn't see anything.
I didn't see
I
any.
haven't seen anything on her Instagram. I can look right now.
Yeah, because I thought she was dancing in that WAP video and everything.
Weird.
It's really
that
weird.
That was way before. You could see that they were doing stuff way before, and the color coordination and the no offense, but like the styling and stuff, you can tell where it's coming from and what they thought they were doing.
Oh well, strange.
Well, sorry, Tori, man, because I really fucked with chicks tapes and everything. All right, so I think let's end it on a fun little topic here. Let's end it on conspiracy theories. What is there anything new you've heard recently, or or it doesn't have to be a conspiracy theory. It can just be something odd.
All these wildfires.
These wildfires.
There was 10,000. What was it?
It was in New
10,000
York.
lightning strikes. No, here in California.
Okay.
10,000 lightning
For
strikes.
some reason, I thought it was New York, but I heard
Santa
that
Cruz.
a bunch
10,
of
was it 10,000?
Colorado, like all that's like just
bunch of
a
lightning
bunch
hit.
of
Dude, I just feel
Santa
like
Cruz,
California's going down, dude.
Yeah, the sun is setting on California.
Yeah, and I don't know, we're earthquake central.
Yeah.
And I don't know, bro. It's only like I feel like California's on a ticking bomb. You know, the San Andreas fault. That's no conspiracy. That's a real thing.
You know what's crazy about the San Andreas fault? What I just learned about, because I took, I took AP geology, but there's a fault in the ocean.
Yeah.
Off of our coast,
It's San Clemente
and
Island.
it's a slip strike. So what that means is essentially like it slips and then it'll go back to place, which causes tsunamis.
Tsunami, yeah.
And they said it's going to be, when that thing hits, it's going to be about I think a 60 to 100 foot wave, which means that
I'm right there.
yeah, Laguna's going to be hit. Everything Balboa, those places are going to be wiped.
Dana.
Yeah. Everything
Clemente.
that's under 100 feet is going to be wiped if this thing hits. And they said it's about time for it to hit.
Well, not only that, isn't it if the San Andreas goes too part, like the coastline is going to crack into the ocean, right? Or something's going to like...
The San Andreas, if the San Andreas hits, well, the San Andreas is a, I forget the name of it, but it's moving the opposite directions. That can cause I think it's gonna be like close to a 9.0 when that hits. So if those can possibly trigger themselves as well. So say like that one hits, then it slaps that one.
Yeah.
So Japan's gonna get nailed by a tsunami, and then we're gonna get nailed by a tsunami.
Yikes.
And poor Japan, because Japan
Dude, they
just keeps
just get
getting
it.
fucked with tsunamis. They get earthquakes.
You would think
and tsunamis.
that they would not build so close to the water, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's all flat.
Yeah.
So they keep.
It's human
I mean,
nature.
I get it. It's like you there's so much evolution and architecture and development there.
Right.
But you got to think like this shit keeps happening. Like you would think you'd push the cities back, or like because it's so close. Everything's all flat, and that's the problem with the main beach is just flat. So the canyon would just get flooded. Even probably not out here, but like pretty damn
It'll
close.
wash up into the canyon. Yeah. I mean, how do you think that canyon was made? You know, I mean, there's water has some point flowed through that.
It looks like waterfalls and like that's how it looks. Yeah.
Yeah. So it probably was underwater at some point, but that's interesting. And have you ever been down to Balboa Island? And sorry if you aren't familiar with these areas. These are California areas.
Yeah.
They're beach cities. Balboa Island is like a man-made island in the middle of a harbor.
Newport Beach. Yeah.
Yeah, in Newport Beach, and I don't know if you've ever been there during high tide, but dude.
Oh yeah, take the ferry over there.
Well, it comes up to you know how they have those new concrete walls? They had to build those because the high tide now is hitting that.
Yeah.
And these are like, and keep in mind, these are $10 to $20 million houses.
Yeah.
And you can like, you know how erosion is, like it just slowly and you can tell that like if the water is there and then it's even seeping up into the street, you know underneath that
It's just
concrete it's eroding. Yeah.
Well, let's be real here. islands shouldn't be man-made.
No.
Like that's just a fact. Like,
Yeah.
like they shouldn't
The
be
ocean
man-made.
gives and the ocean takes.
Don't try to fuck with the ocean. Mother Nature's gonna do its thing, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And these are $20-30 million houses. They are huge houses. If you Google Balboa, if you're not from California, and you will see it is fucking ridiculous.
Could you imagine if there's like no insurance from that?
I don't think they would insure it because they know it's gonna happen. They've already built the
Poor
walls.
investment. I mean, even if I had money like that, dude, that's just not where I'd put it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
No, because you can see like when you leave the island, there's houses on top of like that small mountain ridge.
Yeah.
And there's huge houses up there, and that's where I would build.
Yeah.
Because
Well-
it's safe.
Well, we like okay, this is my personal preference is if you love the ocean, get a house on like top of the world.
Right.
Where you still get the whole ocean. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you're on top of a huge hill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
the only thing that you might get fucked on is earthquakes. Other than that, you're pretty solid.
Yeah, if you have
Like,
a good builder, you'll be
exactly.
fine. Yeah, you want to be at the top, and that way you get a view of everything.
Yeah, because
I-
even honestly, if you're at top of the world, I don't even think the tsunami would get up there.
No,
'Cause
it
the
wouldn't.
it's too high.
It's gonna wash. It would wash down through the canyon.
Yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't slide up.
So
Yeah.
I mean, plus, I don't know. I love the ocean sound, but it'd probably get annoying
Yeah.
every fucking day.
And I'm sure you can fucking hear it from the top of the world.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and by the way, top of the world is in Laguna Beach. If you go all the way to the top, we
All
call
to
it top
Laguna.
of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a pretty immaculate place. Again, $20-30 million houses up
Yeah.
there.
Well, no, you're spending less money than the beach home or beachfront homes, but
But they're still pretty expensive.
they're expensive and they're beautiful. But
They're beautiful.
imagine
yeah.
we build a studio with like, you know, just ocean view, fucking
Immaculate.
glass. You can see right through, and you're just it's more peaceful. You're more like isolated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's quieter.
Yep.
You're not near PCH.
Yeah. Could you imagine? I mean, no offense to anybody who doesn't live near an ocean, but I couldn't imagine growing up since I grew up in California, living away from the ocean.
Well, I grew up in, you know, I lived in Temecula for a while.
Yeah.
It's very
But you're still in
depressing.
Cali.
Still in Cali, but it's deserty, and it makes sense why kids that grow up in areas like, let's just say Bakersfield, for example,
Right.
even though it's still in Cali, but like a lot of those kids get into meth and stuff.
Right.
I think like
That's a heavy drug trafficked area too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, minus Bakersfield, anywhere out like Mojave Desert type area,
Right.
a lot of meth
Right.
heads because I think it's so fucking boring.
You just
and
need
you
an
just wake
escape.
up every day and it's the same thing. Yeah, you need an escape.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think, man, I guess let's finish it on a high note, okay?
Yeah.
Where would you build your house if you had all the money? Not all the money, but like if money was not an issue,
Yeah.
where would you build your house?
Well, I love the ocean, but I don't need it.
Right.
So I loved. Remember the house in San Clemente, the Talaga one, that was back in the.
Yeah.
I like those kind of areas.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like tucked in canyons away,
Close enough, but
and there was its own little shopping. It wasn't a gated community,
Right.
But it was basically like its own little community.
it was nice. It was like a suburb.
Yeah, and you have your own little shopping center with a grocery store. That's my kind of vibe.
Have you
And
seen
there's-
Portola in
I
Irvine?
love that.
Those
Yeah.
huge houses
Yeah,
up there?
That same kind of. It's the
Yeah,
same kind
same
of vibe.
vibe, yeah.
It has its own shopping center. That's where Los Arenas.
So yeah, I think, you know where Mariners Church is.
Mm-hmm.
I would just go right up there because they have that gated community. And I was doing that classmates project. I remember walking into a room. She had a wall of windows,
Mm-hmm.
and I could see, like 360 view. I could see the ocean. I could see over to Spectrum, and I could see almost all the way to LA.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It would be nice.
And you're tucked away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't need a lot of square footage.
yeah.
3,000 maybe.
No, I don't. The big houses don't really make sense to me.
No.
Especially if it's just you.
Yeah.
But like, obviously, if we got money, we get a house together for sure. Probably
Yeah.
like a 4-bedroom, turn one into a studio. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
I don't like mansions. Aren't really my thing, but
Well,
a
I
nice
think-
house.
I think for the first cash we get, like lump sum, I say we move to Corona so that way it's no distractions
Yeah.
and we can get a decent size of property.
Mm-hmm.
And then that way we could have each wing to where like if
Yeah.
you want to do something, listen to loud music over there, you can do it. I'll do it here. And then we have the studio.
Soundproof it.
Yeah. And then that way we don't get distracted with like if we were in LA or some shit, we'd be like, oh, let's go to this party.
Yeah. That's where
'Cause-
Lil Xan moved, and I get it. You're away from everything, and you're still only 40 minutes from the beach. It's not bad.
Yeah. And then it allows you to focus because once you get that cash, you know you're on the right path.
Yeah.
And if you just keep your nose to the grindstone,
Mhm.
you will make more.
Oh yeah, straight up.
You know? So,
Yeah.
okay, let's end it. Last thing, for sure, last thing is albums you're looking forward to this year.
Who's even dropping an album? I don't even know.
Who would you want to hear?
Who would I want to hear?
Yeah.
Well, Nas dropped one I didn't even know it was coming out. That was actually pretty dope. You should check. You should check that out.
Okay.
I would want to hear a Russ album.
Okay.
I would want to hear a good classic Kanye album, which I know he fucking has.
Yeah.
Like a college dropout type.
Yeah.
You know he has it.
Yeah, he has to.
Kanye, just drop. Quit it with the antics, bro.
Stop trying
just
to be
drop
so
the
progressive,
album, bro.
Yeah. He's trying to be president.
Top 2, I guess, for me. What about you?
Big Sean.
Oh, fuck.
Russ.
Big Sean.
Yeah.
Big Sean.
Big Sean or Russ.
He's coming with some heat.
Yeah. All right, folks. This has been the 5th podcast.
Yep.
Number 5. We will be back next week.
Much love to y'all.
Same time. Yeah, much love.
COVID.
Yeah. COVID, don't spread it. Wear a mask if you want. I don't care. It's up to you.
Be respectful. The mask, if you're anti-mask, I get it. But just look at it as a respect thing. Right?
Yeah.
I work in the industry right now for service industry, and it's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Seeing these right-wing people thinking that they don't have to wear a mask anywhere. Like,
yeah. Just be respectful to people.
That's it.
And anyways, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all listening.
Yep.
And again, DM us if you have any issues with anything like that. We are happy to help. I'll put our information right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, email us if you have topics that you want to hear us to discuss. Email if you have music that you want us to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
And again, love. Till next time.
Much love.
Hey, gang.
Hey.